Have you ever wanted to create a website? Maybe to show off to your friends. Or maybe you're looking to create one for a project that you're working on. Or maybe you just want to learn how to program one. Either way, in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how you can do this. Hi friends, it's James and welcome back to my channel. So today, as I just said, I'm going to be guiding you through creating your very first own website. But first, what consists of a website? How do you actually get a website working and up on the internet for anyone to access? First, let's start off with how do you actually access a website? Well, you might do it through a search engine, for example, Google. Let's say you wanted to access the website Apple. You'd go ahead into your search engine Google and just type Apple, and then you'd most likely click on the first link to redirect you to the Apple website. This is the Apple website, as I'm sure you know. But if we look specifically at this website here has got a URL, and the URL is this link here at the top. And every single website will have one of these. Think of it like the address. So let's say, for example, you take like your home address. This is the same concept, but for a website. This is how you get to this Apple page by entering in this address, the URL. I hope that makes sense. So your website will have to have a URL. And to get those URL or addresses, you have to pay for them. Well, 95% of them you do. And you normally get them through websites like Namecheap, for example. For example, this website here, this sells domains. So let's say you wanted a domain called, I don't know, hello world. You could go in there, type it, and see if they have that one available. And as you can see here, well, some of them are available, like helloworld.app, but as you can see here, for a very expensive price. But let's say you type in here and one of these isn't available. Well, that would be because someone else already owns it. You can't have multiple domains and multiple URLs because it belongs to someone. It's like the same with a house address. You can't have two people with the same house address if they live in different locations. I hope that makes sense. And let's take this website for example. Each website will have code running, and this is how we interact with it. So all of this website here has been made via code, and this code is stored on a server. And the way it connects to the URL, to a domain, is by whenever anyone enters that URL into their browser and they click enter, it sends a request to the server and basically gets the code from it and allows you to view the web page on your browser. That's like a very, very simplified version of how it works. But what we're going to be focusing on today in this video is writing the code specifically for your website, a very basic piece of code, putting it onto a server, and then connecting it to a URL or domain, an address for the website, if that makes sense. And we're going to be doing this all completely for free. So let's get started now to actually making your own website. So what we're going to first be doing is setting up the server in which we could put our code onto. And to do this, we're going to be using a free service called Infinity Free. So you want to head to Google and type in Infinity Free. And you want to go ahead and click on this first link. It should look like this. And it's going to redirect you to a page like this. You want to go ahead and click sign up now. And you want to go ahead and fill out the details and create an account. And when you've signed up and logged in, it will look something like this. And what we want to do here is we want to go ahead and click create account. Wait for it to load. And here we can see here, it's asking us to choose the URL or domain. For the purpose of this, we're going to be creating a completely free one, so we do not have to pay any money for the address of our website, the URL. However, in a later video, I'm going to be showing you how you can get your own custom domain where it won't have an extension like this. Because this free one we're about to create, whatever the name we give it is, will have this extension at the end after it. But as I said in a later video, I'm going to be showing you how we can get our own free one where it won't have this extension like this, and it will look a lot nicer. But yes, so we're now going to be creating a free one. So give it the name of what you want your website to be. So the purpose of this, I'm going to say YouTube tutorial. And we can search domains to see if it's available because maybe someone else has taken it, which as you can see here, they haven't. It's available. Great. But then you want to give it the account label. So you can just leave it as that. That's fine. And now you need to set a password. But you can see here, so if you leave it empty, it will generate a random one. So we're just going to do that. So we're going to say we're not a robot because we're not. And then we go ahead and click create account. There we go. It's done. So what we're going to do is we want to go ahead and click view in client area. And look at this. This is all of our details to do with the server and our URL of our website, which is very, very cool. And look, you can see here that it says we're setting up your account. So that means if we were to visit our website right now, it wouldn't actually work. So let me show you. If we click on it, well, it had set up. And this is a placeholder website. This is what Infinity 3 like defaultly put onto your website. So you have some sort of like ad thing like this, but don't worry, we're going to get rid of all of this. It's going to be our own unique website, so all of this will go in a few minutes. So yes, okay, we've set up the URL and we've set up the server in which we're going to host our code on. And we've linked the two together. Well, Infinity 3 did it for us. So all we have to do right now is literally write the code, and then our website will work. So how do we do that? Well, we're going to access the control panel, basically the place in where we store the code in our server. To do this, we want to go ahead and click control panel. It's then going to ask you to approve to the changes and all of terms of service. You want to go ahead and click I approve. And it said thank you. Now the panel will load. Here we go. We're now inside of our server, the server in which we're hosting our website. And all of this involves loads of different things, which I won't get into in this video because it's just a beginning video. But the one that we're interested in is Online File Manager. So we want to go ahead and click that. And look, it's going to open up this. As you can see here, it's asking us for a password. And this was before where I said it generated a random one. So where do we get this password? Well, we actually need to head back to that control panel that we were originally on. So we need to head back to Infinity 3. And as you can see here, we need the password for our file manager of our server. And you can see there's two different passwords here. This is the password for our account, and this is the password of the server. And this is the password that we need, the password of the server, to access the files in that server. So you want to take it by clicking the show hide button and copying it. I of course won't be doing this on YouTube because I don't want to reveal the password. And once you've copied that password, you want to head back to this screen and enter that password in here. And then you want to go ahead and just click connect. And look, we've accessed our server. These are the files inside of the server. And I'm not going to go into what all of these files mean here. We'll do that in a later video potentially. But the one we're looking for is htdocs. And this is where we upload our files for our website. So what we could do here is we can literally go ahead and delete both of these files here, which is not actually letting me do because we have to use the bit down here, my bad. So we want to go ahead and select this one and go ahead and click delete at the bottom here. You want to delete one item, that's fine with us. And we also want to delete this one here and delete. Great. We now want to create a file. So to do this, we're going to come down here and click this plus icon here. And I'm going to go ahead and click new file. I'm going to give it the name index.html. Like that. And then you're going to go ahead and click OK. And it's opened up into an editor. But this here is the base file for our website. This is where we're going to initially write all of our code for our website. So let's get into that right now. Let's write some code for our website. So how do we do it? Well, all websites will run on code called HTML. HTML is the coding language for websites. And this is what we're going to be using to create our website today. So I'll be creating some tutorials later on. We're going into way more detail about HTML and how you can use it so you can become really sufficient in it. But just for the purpose of this now, I'm going to create a very basic website with you and I'm going to run you through what it all means. So the first thing that we have to put inside of our HTML is to find that it's actually an HTML file like this. And to do this, we just do our our arrowed brackets like this, and we type HTML. Then we come down and we type our arrowed bracket again, but this time with a slash HTML, and then close like that. We've now defined that our website, this code here is for our website. And well, now we're going to create the body. This is the actual code of our website, what our website is going to look like. And to do this, we type our arrowed brackets again. I'm going to type body. I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to come down and do the arrow brackets again and type slash body this time. Basically, in HTML, each time you have a function or parentheses like this, you will always have a slash after it like that to end it, to close it. Think of it like you're going into a room and you're having to close the door behind you sort of thing. That's a way you could visualize it. And inside of this body here, this is the code we're going to write now to display something on our website. And we're just going to do some very basic text for now. So we're going to give it a title first. We're going to create a title. And we're going to do that, we do our arrowed brackets again. And we're going to type H1, close it. And then remember, we have to do a slash again to close it like that. And in between these square arrowed brackets here, we're going to write our text. And this is the text that's going to be displayed on our website. So I'm going to write hello and welcome. And then below this, we're going to write some smaller text. And to do this, we use the P. So we're going to do our arrow brackets, and we're going to type P, close it, and then we're going to do it again, but again with our slash to close it like that. And for H here, this represents header, so like a title. And P represents like a paragraph, like smaller text. And in here, you can write whatever you want. So I'm going to say, subscribe to the YouTube channel, because you should do. Please do if you haven't subscribed. And you can go ahead and create as many of these as you want. So you could copy this and go ahead and like paste as many as you want, going down the page, naming it with different things as you want. But I'm just going to leave it as this. And well, we're going to save this now. We're going to head to our website and we're going to see this in action. So you want to come down and click the save in the bottom right. It's going to save it, and then you want to click close. There we go. So we've saved our file to our website in this index.html file. Now you want to head back to the control panel that we were on previously. This one here. And you want to come down where it says domains and subdomain and click on the name of your URL, the name of your domain that you gave it. So let's click it. And look at this, it's taken us back to here and it's still got this text on it. And this is because it does take some time for your code on your server to reconnect with your URL to your domain. So it might take a few minutes or potentially hours for the code you've written to update onto this website. However, hopefully if we just keep on refreshing, it will eventually update. However, a way that you might want to quickly check is just by clearing the cache on your computer, because it does store some of this code locally, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close it and open a private browser, and then hopefully we can view the code on this website. However, as you can see here, after clearing the cache that I just did, it's still showing here. And that is because of the reason I just said. It does take some time for the code on your server to register with the URL, the domain, the address of your website, if that makes sense. So we do just have to give it some time. However, on the positive news, I just went on my phone and visited the website, and it has updated with all the code. So if you want to see it now, maybe go on your phone or another device on a different network, so not on your Wi-Fi network, and have a look at that website, and it should have updated on that. But as you can see from the image on screen of my phone, the website has updated with the code we have just written. And for example, if it's still showing you that previous screen, this one here on your computer, don't worry, it will disappear and it will update with your other code very shortly. You just have to give it some time for it to transfer over and for it to recognize that it's actually updated on the server. I hope that really does make sense. So don't worry about that. But we've done it. We've created our first ever website. We've created a server for it. We've got a free domain and we've written some code which displays some information now on our website. I hope you've enjoyed it just as much as I have. I'm going to be creating some more tutorials on how to actually make your website way more advanced, diving deeper into HTML and the wonderful powers that it can give us as web developers. If you've enjoyed this video at all, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. And while you're down there, why not consider subscribing? It's completely free and it does help me out a lot. But anyway, I'll catch you all in the next video. See ya!